Start recording.
Nice. Hey, people.
Feel free to use the voice chat in the top right hand corner. Open that and say hello. But welcome to the watching party. Hype indeed. So we have a POAP for everybody attending. If you don't know what a POAP means, it's basically just a little badge that proves that you were here. Little badge of honor, little badge of pride. All you need to do is just scan the QR that Julian will put up on the screen, and then it'll just take you through. You'll have to do a little game to prove that you're human for 10 seconds. Make sure you read it properly and answer the questions, because I did it wrong the first time and I wasn't allowed the POAP, but I got it in the end. So yeah, feel free to scan that to claim your POAP, and then that means that you were here and you attended. We'll show it again a little further into the stream. Worth saying as well that this is being recorded, so just in case anybody has a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm okay to show my face. And by the way, the POAPs, they also have mint numbers, and we don't really have an POAP unlocking event, so first come, first serve. Such a loud noise when somebody's joining.
Yeah, I don't know if I can turn that off. I don't know. Because I've got my screen set up like this, I can't actually see how many people are joining. So it's up to you, Julian, to call when you start properly.
Sure. Do you have any limit on the people that can join when we have the camera on, or is it not the same?
No, it's not the same as the other one, because they did it in a stage channel and I've done it in a voice channel. So basically everybody attending, they won't be able to speak through the permissions in the channel, but they will be able to use the chat to chat,
Got
say
it.
hello,
Cool.
and talk amongst themselves and stuff like that. Like G Finest, who has said that he's gonna get an artifact, is very confident. So yeah, so it's just me and you that can talk, that can speak, but everyone can chat in the chat. The sun in London is beaming in my face.
And maybe what I can do is also just post the POAP QR code into the voice chat here, because then I can switch to the website and maybe can just go over all the details again.
Yeah, sounds good. Marcel, hello Marcel.
Because it seems like multiple people get the
the numbers going up
POAP,
slowly.
so I mean, one is just because it's the first POAP event that we run, I guess. Then.
Yeah, exactly. That was I just called it that event. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think they might do. I can't remember if you go in onto the POAP ecosystem and you can have a look at all the POAPs there, and then you click on it. I think they do min numbers as well. But the POAP 001 is just the name of the POAP. Very uninspiring, but
got it.
The channel's full, really. It shouldn't be a limit. Let me have a look. I'm gonna have to stop recording. Okay, recording again now. So yeah, hopefully people can join now. Now that we turned our cameras off. That's very strange. On the user limit it says infinity, but there's some weird rule where we have to turn our cameras off.
Yeah. Well, at least 25 people could see that we are real people.
Yeah, over to you, I guess, Julian, if you want to go over
Yeah,
the unlocking
sure.
event again.
Sure. Just until the timer hits 0. So yeah, for everybody who just joined, cool to have you in the kind of like event meetup. So the idea basically is to watch live how the first crates are being unlocked, and probably after a while, when we watched all the new amazing cards and min zeros and maybe some artifacts, everybody else has some time to basically ask any questions in regards to Synergy of Sarah, or even to us in person, whatever it is. And just to make it a little bit clear again, since there were so many questions in the last 2 weeks, why we did this event and what it is about. Like, our motivation was to see how other projects in the past did kind of like their kind of like first NFT distribution minting, and there's just a lot of negativity in the space around kind of like fair distributions of NFTs. So that's why we spent quite some time extra on top of just the regular crate opening to make sure that kind of like the mint zeros, the low mint numbers of all the NFTs are distributed in a fair manner. And just to just quickly explain it again, because it was still a little bit unclear for some people. Basically, what you could do for the last 2 weeks and maybe still for the next 5 minutes, deposit as many crates as you want. Now we have like a total of 103,000, and each of them, like each crate, will have their own kind of like draw number, and this number is completely random. It's generated on the blockchain, so it's also transparent for everybody to see. That it's fair. Everybody has the same chance. It doesn't really matter if you did it like the first day, if you do it right now. Everybody kind of like, gets the draw number, which will render between 1 and 400,000. And if there are any doubles, for example, here, then there's like a longer number, which is the challenge number. The challenge number is always unique. So based on that, you can see that, for example, here it's 1157916 and 1157915. So the 5 is lower than the 6. So this crate will be open before that. And kind of like based on that, the order is created in that we now unlock the crates, which is in like 5 minutes. And the queue number can still change over time based on if a new crate is coming in that just hits a lower draw number, then all the other crates will be pushed down the list. So that's how it works. And depending on how many people will still deposit now in like the last minutes, it may take a little bit until we can actually start the unlocking event. So we have to track that all the transactions went through, and that everything is in right order, and the data is synced from the blockchain. And if so, the crate unlocking will start, which will be basically unlocking the queue number 1 first, meaning the lucky person here, whoever that is. I think it hasn't shown up. We kind of like get the very first 6 Synergy of Sarah NFTs, which, like, if they're all of a different kind, will all be mint zero, of course. So being very low in the list is very attractive in that sense. On the other hand, like, we did a lot of test runs on the test net, and especially like the golden legendary cards are very, very hard to get. I don't remember exactly how many crates it took us to open to really have every single card in every quality at least once. But like, even if you have a queue number that is higher than 10,000, there will be still cards left that haven't been discovered. So yeah, everybody kind of like has a chance for the min zeros. And then it doesn't really matter, which queue number you have, which draw number you have. The chance for every card is the same all the time. So it's really just about the min numbers, and have a way of fair distribution, so that people can't really use a bot or anything to kind of skip ahead. Other than that, what you will see while unlocking is happening, we have the distribution percentage table here, which shows like all the percentages of cards that have been discovered, and also the total numbers. So yeah, expecting to open around like this 100,000 crates, there will be a little bit more than 600,000 cards, which you can then see in the table, like I don't know how many golden legendaries are there and whatnot. And also, if you're in the inventory, you will see all the cards that you own, but also in general, like each card will show like how many there are in total. So of course, all of them are at 0 right now, and they will just update live depending on how many are being minted. And then we also have the scarcity score, which we kind of like explain depending on how scarce a card is, and that depends on like the quality and the rarity. So the scarcest would be golden legendary, but then maybe we have a battle cry, which is golden legendary, and there might be like a Behemoth, which is also legendary and gold, but could be that, for example, the battle cry is already minted 2 times, so the scarcity will be lower just because there are more in existing, and that's also being updated live all the time. So I think that's very cool to follow on like now in the first hour. And what we decided just to also kind of like have it a little bit more interesting, and really see what is happening in the beginning. It will be kind of like a slower process. So like we open a crate, 1 crate per minute, so you can really follow along and see what's going on. And then after the 100th crate, it will speed up to like 1 crate per every second. And I think based on like 100,000 crates, that will probably take up to a whole week to open all of them. So I think it's fun to check in every day and just see a little bit what has been discovered, if there maybe was an artifact. And just inviting everybody to join the first hour to see what is happening, see the first cards. Will be super fun, super excited. And 30 seconds left. And if, like I said, if anybody has any specific questions around the event right now, just drop it in the chat and we can answer them. And other than that, later also just answer any other questions that you have. Let me just check what the gateway is. So it's going down 30. That's great.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ah. So how do you feel now that it's finally happening, Julian?
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. I mean, like I said, we have done this so many times on the testnet, so it's kind of like the same thing, but different. It's very cool.
Yeah, amazing. I'm nervous. I don't know about you. I don't know why I'm nervous. I guess it's just excitement rather than nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as was said in the chat, like I don't know if you mentioned, but our new Philbot, if like any scarce card gets minted, then we'll get like a little ping from Phil.
Where can I find Phil? In which like category?
In his own channel. He's in the mech center with the other bots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, guys. So like, if you want, well, probably go to the website, check the event page. You can see all the cards that are being minted. where we also have the Phil channel in the Discord, and like if there's like a very scarce card, it will show up here. Like not every card, that would be too much, but the scarce ones will show up here as well. So you notice, like, when there's a golden legendary or when there will be an artifact, like there's no way you would miss that.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about how our scarcity works, then we have the information in the compendium and the Medium article about the scarcity score, which I really like. I really like the scarcity score. I think it's great.
So like I said, like we're still waiting that, maybe there were some guys who still, deposit any crate like in the last minute. So we have to wait until they go through the blockchain. The random number is generated. They could potentially still get a lower draw number, and get kind of ahead in the queue. And if that's
there's 2 14s now. For ages, it was like 1 and then 14.
Yeah. I think they have been there for a while. Like the second one came already like a week ago or something. So, yeah. Oh, and I mean, basically the same thing, but like on the landing page, we also have like a recently minted card section. So like you would also see like all the cards that have been unlocked in the last crates. Another thing that was asked many times is like, do I have to open my crate right away when it's unlocked or not? So the answer to that is basically any point in time you can actually open the crate. But that's more like a UI thing from the visuals that we'll see how the crate is opened and which cards you got. But the cards itself, they are already decided on the blockchain, so there's nothing that can change anymore, which also means you have your mint numbers guaranteed, even though you will open it in a month or something. That's really just for the experience, which was also very important to us, that we don't just unlock all the crates at once. They are being opened, you just get the cards and your inventory, boom, that's it, right? Like all the experience around that would be gone. So I hope everybody enjoys opening the crates. We put a lot of work into that. Very happy with how it visualizes, and really wanted to make sure that like this game aspect is not being missed, just to have a fair distribution of mint numbers. Okay, so I just got the message that all the data is synchronized and that it can start any moment. Super excited. I'm just wondering what the cards in the first crate will be.
Screen share the screen share.
Yeah.
In a different channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we're also learning, right? So we can improve our time. That won't be our last unlocking event. So
next time maybe we can do it on Twitch or YouTube or something. But for the first one, we thought it'd be nice to keep it in Discord.
Yeah, Jin, the crates automatically unlock, so you just have to chill and watch, and whenever any of your crate is being unlocked, then you can have the full opening experience. I actually have like 12 crates on the deposit on this account, and it's queue number 1600, so I cannot really screen share the crate opening, but anybody who's like in the top 500 will get the chance in the first hour, I guess.
The rarest after the artifact. It completely depends on which cards have been drawn, because the scarcity score takes into account the number of that card that have been minted. So in theory, it would be golden legendary or maybe some other legendary. Should we put the QR code up for a little bit, or do you think the?
Yeah, I can post it into the channel again, so anybody who has missed it so far can scan the QR code.
I think it's needs to be. I think it changes every time someone mints, so they get a new link. So I don't think. So I think it needs to be. So I don't think that works. Yeah, exactly.
Is it? But
Yeah,
13
so
people,
13,
right? And
yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, so it looks slightly
Yeah, it
different.
updates. I see. Well, I don't want to miss the unlocking
No, I
event,
know.
but I can
We'll have
switch
to
once in a
remember.
while. so one person
Get your
can mint
phones
again
ready.
here.
What was the speed of the unlocking again, Julian?
It's like 1 minute per crate until we hit 100, and then it will speed up.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think the first crate, there's a lot to watch what's inside, and
Yeah.
There will be a lot of min zero cards.
Yeah, and it hasn't started yet, Ando. It's we're still just syncing the unlocking data, so we're waiting anxiously. Oh, nice! Thanks, TJ.
Ooh.
If you maybe share that in general for people, that if they're asking questions and trying to get in, that would be amazing.
Yeah, please go for it. Ooh, we have it. Okay,
Oh,
first
yeah,
one's being
cool.
unlocked. Got it.
Status.
So yeah, like I said, it will take a minute per crate, which is intentionally. So we just have some time to check on the cards that will be minted, and let us know if anybody has a crate that is in the top 100.
I love how everybody has their own favorite card. I feel like whenever you ask people what their favorite cards are, people always say something different.
So look, what
nice.
we have, dude, 3 rare cards, 1 silver card, 1 bronze card, and 1.
Whoa, they got a gold card.
Rare, yeah, golden rare card, and
That's
all mid
crazy.
zero. Like I said, well, that's the first crate.
Wow.
You can get a feeling already for the scarcity. It's like, pretty high numbers. So this one is already 27,300.
Is Phil working? I can't check because I'm recording the screen, but Seb says Phil is working.
Yeah, Seb said Phil is on track.
Nice work, Seb. Nice work, Phil.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, very lucky person, man. Draw number 1. It was we did 100,000 of crates on the test net, and we never had to draw number 1. So, cheers to that person.
Yeah, that's crazy. The hype is real. Thanks to everyone for being here now, and for everyone that's supported the project over time. This moment, just bringing everything to fruition, and there'll be a lot more moments like it moving forward.
So amazing. And another one, 6 cards means there were another golden record. What is
going on?
We're so lucky. They get the low draw numbers. Now they also get all the golden cards on top and 2 bronze, and the epic one also.
Oh my god! What is going on?
Holy moly!
I swear, when we were doing our tests, it was just like I was just getting 3 of the same card in every crate, and they were always painted metal commons.
Wow. Again, 6 min 0. Here we go.
What have we got? 1 bronze, 2 bronzes, some painted metals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I also remember just had my first crate open and it was 3 times the same common card. So
that always happens.
Not too many min zeros.
I love how on the summary table it tells us which crates have min zeros in them. Oh yeah, the live table as well, the distribution.
Exactly, you can see it now. For example, we have 5 common painted metal cards, which is a distribution of 30%, which actually should be around what was 49%. So people got very lucky already to the distribution.
And like somebody asked, what is the scarcest card? What you can always do is like sort by scarcity, which maybe will take for a minute to update. Oh no, actually we have all the cards that haven't been discovered have like infinity scarcity, so I just have to
Scroll down.
Scroll down, yeah. And you can see now, the two cards that have 27,000 scarcity. And we also have a little sneak peek here. Maybe who hasn't discovered this guy yet? I don't know what it is. Like, it's just sneaking in our system somehow.
Yeah.
No idea what that guy is. Okay, next one. Ooh, you can see now 5 min zeros, and the Spider X that have been discovered already are the min 1, 2 existing. And yeah, you can also see that like the scarcity is going down compared to like this one is also common rare, so it's like basically the same rarity and the same quality, but this one is a 325 scarce card and this one is a 162 just because it exists 2 times, making it less scarce than the one which only exists 1 time.
Bagney when.
Dude. That's also cool, like 2 floaters, but one is silver, so it's also min 0. That was also a question, right? So every quality will have its own mint number.
Yeah.
And that's a point why, like, even if you have a pretty high Q number, there's still the chance that you will be the first person who gets this card in like gold or whatnot. So
yeah, I was speculating the other day about like what Q number you might need to get a single digit mint number. Maybe like see like 34 cards by 10 is like 340, but then there'll be duplicates in there as well. So like yeah, there's a good chance.
look, that's already 3 cards. We do not mint 1 anymore.
Is that the first crate without a mint 0?
They are all common.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this one is also had 1 card. No, yeah, also 3 cards which are not min 0. And yeah, like I said, like you can also check like what the most recent cards are that have been minted. You get the mint numbers, you can see what time it was, who received it, you can check the card also, play around a little bit.
Some competition for the silver cards already.
Ooh, look, yeah, you can see how you get, like for the common ones, the metal common ones, they already minted a lot, so there's still one.
Is anyone here that's had a crate open yet? Speak up in the chat. We want to know you.
Yeah, tell me about the percentages per card. So 1% chance that you get a legendary. And then on top of this 1%, there will be like 1% chance that this legendary is also a golden one, which makes like a 0.01% to get a golden legendary. We have another.
Oh wow, nice.
Golden one.
And you see how the scarcity there is 17,000 of that.
17,000.
But the other ones I think were 27,000, weren't they?
27,000, yeah, because they were rare
exactly.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Rare gold.
So it's easier to distinguish, and like as the kind of the more cards get drawn, it'll be interesting you'll be able to distinguish between 2 different cards as well. Using the scarcity score to see if one has minted more than the other one.
Yeah, you can see how the percentage also already adjusting. So like 70% of the cards are painted metal, and now 72. All right, but still min 0. All the crates have at least 1 min 0 card. Look like a silver one.
Oh, nice.
Hit.
I like the animation of the killer aura. I really like it a lot.
Where is it? Where is it?
Maybe migrate.
What's your lowest key number?
Hahong needs to. You should contact support, and we can see what we can do. There's a link in the support channel. You can go there and click on it, and then send us a message explaining what happened, and we'll look into it and see what we can do.
Okay. I guess what we can do, Andy, is maybe watch one crate and then throw in one of the questions we got in the AMA questionnaire. Ooh.
Certainly.
Shizaku Highborn Mint 0.
Oh, really?
It's a epic one.
Nice.
And Bronx Rare Mint 0 Google Glasses. And a floater, man. Silver also.
Julian, can you click over on the Google Glasses to show the back? Yeah. So Summer Flame, it reflects on the back of the card when you turn it over.
Yeah.
I think that was your question.
So, like, if it's a painted metal, it also shows the faction. So you can see that Shizaku is a native. And, for example, the Acolyte of the Source is a Transcendent card. And then on the higher qualities, you will just have the nice silver and bronze frame. No, like, you won't see it in game. Like, of course, in game, all the cards will just have the same card back. Yeah, that would be dope. No, like, you can choose your card back in game. And
yeah, so if you choose the blue mech card back, then all of your cards in game will show as mech.
Ooh, legendary! First legendary!
Mint 0 as well.
Look at that.
What queue number was that?
What is it? 11.
Number 11 in the queue.
Ooh, that's already lucky. It looks so good. Just because the background is orange and it has the orange glow now, it's really cool. Boom. It's funny, it has a scarcity of 14,000, so like the golden rare ones are still more scarce.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like whoever got this crate, it's like double lucky. Like that's the most scarce card, at least right now.
Yeah.
That exists, and he also got the draw number 1. It's a lot of luck there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I just love how those scarcity scores are going to change, and like, so if you were the owner of that golden rare, would you swap for the other one? I mean, I guess you would, because in the long run, the scarcity score will equal itself out, but it's good to use that scarcity score to if you're looking at swapping cards or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, just because like the legendary one exists one time, and the drain beam also exists one time, right? So technically, it's you have a better chance to actually get the army knife than the drain beam. That's what it shows, right? Like scarcity score is completely based on the mathematics of what the chance is that you get this card, and then can apply additionally divided of the amount how many cards have been drawn, because it's just the statistics, right? But it can always be first crate without a Mint 0.
What was that crate? 12?
13. Well, wait, 13. What? There's an epic inside? Oh, it already exists? Oh my god. Oh, that's unlucky. And even a double Mighty Push, but it's a rare one.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, I really like the Mighty Push card. And that the Zolfoth looks mean.
Holy. Okay. That's the thing now. That's like the exciting.
And then
stuff.
14. Yeah,
next one again.
0.
Yeah. Well, every crate has a chance now to get a nice artifact. What do you guys think about the card bag? The artifact. So just for the question that Summerflame had, maybe it's a little bit of sneak peek. Whoever owns an artifact in his collection can also use the card bag in the game. So yeah, that's just one example how you can use the card bag. And yeah, it will be for all the cards. So
Need
like
to find it first.
yeah. If you see the hand of your opponent and your opponent owns an artifact, like it will be all this shiny, glowy, and you will be very jealous if you don't own your own artifact.
So good.
It's super cool. The Starlight is already betting 1 ETH if anybody gets an artifact. Let's see. Next
Another
fold
1-0.
one. Who? 240,000
Whoa.
scarcity. Fucking epic golden card. Dude. And another 2 min zeros.
Wow,
Lucky,
what a crate that is.
lucky Saren.
What a crate that is.
Ooh. I know, like the hallucination from Incense is, I think a lot of people in the community have this card as their favorite.
Yeah, it's really nice. The artwork and the animation as well.
Yeah.
All that source code spilling out.
Yeah. So yeah, higher scarcity score makes a card more valuable, basically, because it's harder to draw it from a crate. So 240,000 is pretty insane.
Yeah, in game it doesn't make any difference, but yeah, for outside the game, for collectability, for those collectors among us, yeah, it means a lot.
Another Shizaku and School of Hard Knocks min zero.
Another card I love, the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I also love it. We want it in the golden. The golden has to be animated.
Oh,
so cool! I really love the animation.
Yeah, I love the animation of that. The way they twitch so menacingly.
So what is the table saying? Yeah, you can see, like, you know, at the beginning the painted metal was at 20% because there were so many lucky crates. Now it's going up to 40%, 43%. Another min zero. Silver shock deployment. And you can see that also, you know, all the other cards that are now existing more and more. All the scarcity scores go down. I think in the beginning, common painted metal was around 240, 270, something like that. So now it's already going down to 50. And yeah, over time, the more cards that will exist, the scarcity score will go down.
Yeah, in our test, some of the painted metals were like into decimals, weren't they? I think for the scarcity score.
Yeah.
Oh, that still mint zeros apart from that one crate.
yeah, man. I mean,
it's funny how it works. But then they got
the next one.
So what have we got here?
I mean, you have to be double lucky, right? You need the low draw number, and then on top you also need to have the good draw.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if you're high up in the queue and you're more lucky with receiving good cards, then there's always opportunity to hit some. I'm pretty sure like all the common painted metal cards should be drawn by now. I mean, it's hard to see in one gaze, but like I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, unless
the comment should be there already.
We could go into the library and filter.
Oh yeah, so we had 19. So we want painted metal, common, yeah.
So then obviously they're grayed out because Yulin hasn't got any of them, but it has all the detail there of how many in existence and the scarcity score. And you see that even though they're all painted metal common, their scarcity score will vary because each card has a different amount in existence.
Exactly. So for example, this one exists 8 times, so scarcity is at 25.44. This one, even though it's the same rarity and the same quality, it is scarcity 100 because only 2 have been drawn. Which is just based on the RNG. I mean, it's the chance is the same, but not too many crates have been opened. Mega Chat has the number 66.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Waiting nervously. Are you nervous, Mega Chad?
Yeah. Anybody else who's in like the top 100 Q numbers? Because that's at least what we're gonna stream here today. Oh, Vanessa said all the rare ones also have been minted already in metal. That's crazy.
Yeah. 52.
You can see
52. Any raise on 52 in the queue?
Ooh, okay. And we can also see it on the table, like there's no bronze epic yet, no silver epic yet. There's one very lucky person with the epic golden one. And with another min 0, but we haven't checked this one. Again, School of Hard Knocks, so scarcity is going down. And by the way, like, so Killer Aura, common, bronze. Yeah, also just as a notice, we can talk about it later, maybe in more detail, but like we're going to also implement a feature that you can kind of like burn cards. So then again, this game of supply starts where if cards are burned, they're less in existing, meaning all the other cards that are still there, the scarcity score will go up. So really based on the player's decision, maybe certain cards that people don't like too much, so they will maybe burn it. But then the whole supply of this specific card will go down, so all the others that are still existing, the scarcity goes up, and maybe that has a higher collection value or something because there are less cards. Yeah, like I said, I can go into the burning of cards a little bit later. This one we had
74. Ooh. So we've got 52, 66, 74.
Okay. Why might you burn cards? Because wood is pretty expensive these days, man. Got it.
Should we could show the QR code for a bit and answer one of the questions from the community submitted?
Sure.
Perfect.
But 66 have been claimed, so...
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. 67. Okay, should we start off with an easy question? Okay, this one sounds interesting. From UTXO Lord 69, are there any plans on putting animation action scene of the actual character aside from the card effects? It will be exciting if we actually see characters doing what their function is. So I imagine they mean in game. What kind of animations can we look forward to in game?
Sure, 100%. I mean, there has been community suggestions from the very beginning in our community. Just people can, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! How in the series the cards get to become alive, and you have the 3D creatures fighting each other and stuff. So that's definitely nothing we have planned. But like in terms of spawn animations, attack animations, will be super cool. We are also planning on, having kind of like cosmetic NFTs that will allow you to kind of, customize certain animations or maybe even certain units in the game, which is also a little bit of a hint to how to spend the alpha fame, because I know that that's also part of the question, like, what is kind of stuff that you can get for alpha fame. So definitely cool animations, and having pretty good feedback on when you attack or when you play card. So 100%.
Perfect. Tommy Badger just asked about posting questions. You can post questions in the chat. I've made a note of all the questions that were submitted prior to the stream, so I have them noted down. So I'll be reading from that list, but then we can, if you have a question, feel free to pop it in the chat, and we'll pick up on that as well, and we can answer those.
Yeah. So another Min Zero for Command Synapse is also one of my favorites when it's animated. It looks so cool.
What crate number was that? What queue number, sorry?
23.
23, still getting Mint Zeros.
And it's a mech card, as you can see on the blue back. Very nice. And then we have 24, another Mint Zero, 2 Mint Zeros, lucky guy, nice. Code Breach Silver, Deconstruction in Bronze, and another Google Glasses, but they exist already, so it's a Mint 1.
Yeah.
Cool. And Drain Beam Bronze, also
nice.
First one to receive this one. Nice.
And they got a Mint 1 as well. The Deconstruction.
Yeah. Yeah, Scarcity 800, not bad.
People saying they can't hear anything, but others can. Voice is fine for me, works fine for me. Okay. I guess if you can't hear anything, do as Hussein has suggested, try disconnecting and reconnecting and see if that works. The POAP.xyz, they have their own ecosystem. So the POAP is on XDAI, I think, is the network they use. So you can. Someone mentioned about the gas that it costs to transfer it to mainnet. The whole point is that you just leave it on their ecosystem, because they're like badges that you're not supposed to trade, but it works with any ETH wallet. So you don't need to set up a new wallet or anything like that. You just scan it, follow the instructions, post in your wallet, and it registers on. So then you can go in and look at like the library, and you can look at different POAPs that people have collected. You can put in your wallet address or connect your wallet, and it'll show the badges that you've collected so far. I really like POAPs. They're good.
Yeah, thank you, V, for the positive feedback. He said, "Congrats to the team achieving this milestone. My favorite kind of under the radar project. Cards look sick."
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, we are very happy with the milestone, with the event. I mean, everybody who's here for a while know that it took some time, but yeah, I think as you can see, it's worth it to spend this time. Like we said, it's not the last unlocking rights, so all this work is also part of anything that will happen in the future. And I mean, obviously there's other stuff happening in parallel. So Psywave, silver one, and another crate with Mint Zero, but still, we have the first two digit parts also.
I'm guessing that's Acolyte's common, isn't it? Painted metal. So, and there's a Mint 9 there as well. So the next deconstruction will be a 2-digit as well. But then we've got Doppelganger that's still only Mint 4. So
yeah. Oh, another Mint Zero. Killer Aura, there you have it.
I love
too
that
bad,
animation.
Andy. I know you really wanted this one.
I did. Yeah, I like it so much. I did a carved a pumpkin with the Killer Aura on face on it last year.
Oh wow, nice. So it was also one of the earliest cards. I think it was one of the first 3 or 4 cards that got drawn.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the first cards that we had.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Nice.
Still nowhere near the 240,000 scarcity of.
No, it's like, let me check. We're 28. Oh, 29. Oh man, 3 Spider X. Well, at least it's a rare one, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing, guys, right? Like, there's like all the cards are based on chance. So the only thing we do, like, there's one guaranteed rare, and it actually is guaranteed rare, so it can't be legendary. But like theoretically speaking, you could have 5 times legendary, even 5 times golden legendary. Like, the chance would be whatever, crazy freaking low, but theoretically speaking, it can happen anytime. So don't be worried if you are not lucky with CQ numbers. You can still get really awesome crate with super crazy cards anytime.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I'm at 1,600. Too bad, but like just saying, the crate opening itself is also freaking dope. I love it. Like, I've opened thousands of crates on the test net so many times. Well, to test it, but also because it was so addictive. Crazy. It was insane.
So Mega Chad's asking, what's the highest scarcity score possible? Which I guess technically is infinity, because if that card hasn't been drawn yet, then that's what it'll be. But it is completely dynamic. I don't know if Julian probably has a better answer than me, but yeah, it's completely dynamic. What happens when it changes? So we had.
I think if we hit a golden legendary, it would be above 1 million.
Right.
And then there's also scarcity score for an artifact, which I will not. Well, I don't know, right? I don't know it.
Yeah, so this one is a gold epic card, and that's 240,000. But then as soon as another gold epic hallucination from incense is drawn, then it will cut in half. So
yeah, and then okay, now we go with all the crates that don't really have min zero anymore. That's still cool cards. Tommy Badger also asked, like, is it possible for a card to not be drawn? Theoretically, yes. So just by statistics, it's very, very, very unlikely. But that's the beauty of the way we structured it in terms of randomness. Like, everything is possible. And especially for the golden legendary cards, I think it was around, it should be around, I think, 20 from the expectation.
Yeah, from the tests we did. So when we opened the 4 million crate, so like there's 10 test runs of it opening all the crates. The range for a gold legendary was, I think the lowest was either high teens or early 20s, so like 17 or 23, but most of them were in like the 20s and 30s, and then the most was drawn was like early 40s, I think, maybe like 42, 43. So yeah, highly unlikely, but yeah, still possible.
And that's when all the 400,000 crates are open, right? So
yes. Yeah, that was.
I mean, yeah, there will never be the case where all the crates are open. I think some are already maybe forgotten or lost or whatnot, right? Or people just don't want to hold it for the next 200 years. I don't know, but that's also the beauty of how we structured it. Like, every crate can, always have all the cards. Like, there's no limit or anything. Even if there are already 40 golden legendaries, there can still be 41, even though the expectation should be around 20. So it's really like 100% RNG. And yeah, every time you open crate, you have the same chance to get everything. And for the questions, if artifacts are guaranteed, no, they are not guaranteed. So it's the same thing. There's a chance 1 to 100,000. In that case, it's per crate, not per card. So again, the expectation would be that, if all crates are open, there will be around. Like, from the expectation, there should be 1 artifact in all the crates that have been deposited right now.
See what
it could be more.
Say.
It could be more. It could be none. Nobody really knows. Nobody knows what the artifact is.
like if not all 12 are drawn in this set, which is very, very, very unlikely, they will be hidden in other upcoming sets.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't really know where they'll be found on Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. As Aaron says, the artifacts are scattered all over Serra, and we're delving into a bit of lore. There's some parts of the Transcendent, the Church of the Source, that whose mission it is to go out and find all the artifacts. So there's lots of lore tied in with the artifacts as well. So that'll be super interesting to develop more and share more of that with you as well.
Doppelganger, another min zero,
Nice,
rare,
nice.
silver, custody 5,000. Q number 34. So no, yeah, they were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without min zero, but yeah, people get so lucky. And like I said, in the table you can see, yeah, there's still so many types of cards that haven't been drawn. Total, we have 204 cards right now in existence. It will be around 600,000 when the event is over. So yeah.
When you said that
You can
earlier, I was
see-
just like, I hadn't put my head
Yeah.
together and realized that there's going to be over 500,000 cards in existence.
No, totally. And so far, there's only one legendary one ever, and they're like 5 golden cards so far.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, another min zero. Whoop whoop! Mighty push,
Nice.
silver. Nice. Okay, maybe you want to throw another question?
Sure thing. Let's see. How about, this one is interesting. Could you describe some strategies that have been used by the testers? So they're referring to the pre-alpha testers, and what strategies are your favorite so far? So I actually asked some of the pre-alphas to chip in with what they thought, and you can see some of them in the chat. So if they want to chip in as well, then they should feel happy. But
Yeah.
yeah,
If anybody wants to share what they're playing, we can read your comments.
I've traditionally always liked the mech faction, and recently I've been combining more mech with cyborg factions for different reasons. But yeah, I quite like the combination of mech provides a good base. But I'm quite a slow player by instinct. I know Julian, you're completely the opposite. You're very aggressive, aren't you, when you play?
No, not anymore. That's funny. Like so, like in the very beginning, but like I don't know, maybe beginning of the year, I think that's kind of the time where we started to choose a few very very great people in the community that are very deeply into card games, trading card games. So the pre-alpha testers that we have right now, they're kind of like individually chosen, and they all have very strong background in trading card games. And at that point, the game was very heavy on the native faction. So natives were very kind of like overpowered compared to mechs and cyborgs, and everybody just played a very fast rush deck. That was like the most favorite strategy at that point because it was so strong. And the way we reacted to that was like, no, we're not going to nerf natives. They just basically feel perfect, right? They feel OP. So our goal was just like, okay, let's just make all the other factions also OP, right? Like, make the others stronger instead of nerfing one. That was the approach. And then, yeah, I think we just had the phase where kind of like now every faction feels a little bit OP, depending on how you play it. And yeah, like I said, I mean, game development is, continuing all the time. And, we still, for sure balance and even change a lot of card effects and stuff like that. But also we had a, still more twist in the core game mechanics this year. So, like the gameplay is basically changing every week. So it's really hard to get very deep into strategies. At the same time, you always have to play the cards that are offered to you from the river. So you cannot just say, okay, well, I go for this, fast-paced native strategy. Like if you don't get the right cards in the first turns, you will probably lose trying to do
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
you really have to adapt very, very much
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, definitely. Flexibility, I think, is key, and knowing and being able to react as well to.
Yeah.
So if you're good at keeping track of what your opponent is doing as well, then that's then that's only going to add to the kind of the skill factor as well. Being able to see, oh, they picked up such and such a card, right? I know that I can counter that by having a few taunt cards in my back pocket as well, or like a few different attachments that will work against that.
Yeah. So Starlight just said like he likes rushing. If he gets too much into control, he loses. So yeah, it's interesting. What is a smork?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Hunter Go Face, got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Sure. Another min zero. Priest of the Source. Bronze. Just common bronze. 1,700 scarcity.
Yeah, then you see the spider eggs. That's a rare bronze with 2 in existence, and the scarcity is 1,365.
Yeah. Yeah, the metal one, the one guy already has 3 in the one crate.
Yeah.
Where was that? It's so funny. Yeah, that's what we said, right? Like everything basically can happen here. Same thing. 3 times psi wave.
I can't remember who I was playing a few iterations ago. I mean, we can't do it anymore, but yeah, there was just completely hitting me in the face. We changed a couple of cards since to make that last strategy less viable, but I didn't know what to do. I just every turn kept watching my face health go down because they were just hitting my face the whole time, and I couldn't block it. Yeah, more than a couple.
So what was the lowest number we had in the chat right now? Somebody had, what was it, 55 or
52,
was it
I
even
think.
lower? 45?
Was it 52, chat? Pray for Andy. I'm not that bad. I mean, I'm not good, but I'm not that bad.
Ooh, another min zero. Floater.
52, 66,
Rare
and 74.
bronze. 52. Okay. Yeah, let's all. Oh, 2 min zeros. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Fucking hallucination from Incense. But middle one.
Oh, wow. So what? We're in the 30s now, aren't we, Q number? And this person got 2
Yeah.
min zeros.
Doubles.
Oh, we're in the 40s.
Yeah,
41.
like I said, I mean, there will be crates that have Q number higher than 10,000. There will be still min zeros. So
yeah.
Like, look, there's so many cards that still haven't been discovered in like Epic Silver, Epic Bronze, Legendary Bronze, Legendary Silver, Legendary Gold. And then, there are multiple cards that can be Gold and Legendary. So many cards that still haven't been discovered ever.
Yeah. Anyone, and the beauty is anyone out of the 100,000 crates, they could get them. So even if you're last in the queue, you can still get you can still get a mint zero golden legendary. Like, that's why taking part in the crate unlocking is a fun thing to do. I know a lot of people have been saving their alpha fame. Okay, another question maybe?
Anytime, sure.
Cool. Apolaki has asked, because you were just talking about it before, about how many members will be invited to the closed alpha test. Oh, I guess, I don't know if they're referring to closed alpha or pre-alpha, but we can talk about both, I guess. So how many members will be invited? Will it be a random invite, or will we be able to sign up for it? So I think as Julian explained, like the pre-alpha, so that's the current people that are playtesting. We spend a lot of time choosing and inviting people that we think are going to add a lot of value to the game. But yeah, Julian, do you want to explain how the closed alpha is going to work?
Yeah, sure thing. So, by the way, another min zero psi wave. in bronze. So in general, the closed alpha, well, maybe set that up. Like, so right now, we're playing the game for a really long time already, about, I guess, 1.5 years, 2 years. At some point, we invited in a few people from the community, like I said, just to have more different play styles, because different people come up with different play styles. Like we said before, some people really want to try to play fast strategies or anything. So we really wanted to get everything in. And the thing we did for that time, kind of like, is still evaluate, are there any core mechanics that we want to change? For example, how is the resource system working? Or like, if you buy a card from the river, does it go to your hand, or does it go to your discard pile, or does it go on top of your pile? It's like, these are like really huge changes how the game plays. And like from the very beginning, we kind of like had a certain feeling in mind how we want the game to feel. And yeah, we had to change a lot of times just the core mechanics to reach this point now where it's kind of like we wanted it to be. So it just feels the way we imagine it. And why the alpha is so important, there's balancing, which right now is, with not enough game data, is, just by a little bit of feeling, okay, this card is overpowered, okay, let's nerf it, whatever. But I think alpha will be mainly for balancing the game. So we need a lot of players, we need a lot of games, we need a lot of data. And also just on the technical level to see, okay, what if 1,000 players are playing at the same time? So we could start small and then go higher and higher to also just test our tech and everything like that. So that's like the main part that we want to do in alpha. Balancing, load testing, we will need a lot of players there, and it's just about the game. That's it, right? So then after that, we would go into beta, and beta then is more about everything around it, which can be, I don't know, leaderboards. Well, we also will have it in the alpha phase, but more extended. Maybe something like cosmetic items, so everything that is not the game, but more like everything around that. So that's like the general plan. And what we promised and what's the plan for this closed alpha phase is that basically when you sign up on the website, you make an account, you're also automatically enlisted for the closed alpha. And also the other rewards that we have here. So the way we approach it is, not talking about time, but like when we feel like it's time to, get more people in because we need more feedback, more games and more data, then we will kind of like starting to whitelist all the people that have an account that are listed here, and we will do it in order. So the people that have been, part of the community the longest, they will also get the access the earliest. And it will be kind of like a dynamic. So depending on how many games we get in, we will maybe invite more. Or if we see, okay, maybe that's a kind of like problem on a technical level. If we have 100 players playing or something, I don't know, we maybe need to change our infrastructure or whatever, then we won't invite new people for some time. So basically, it will be in waves. So it could be going into closed alpha, we maybe invite the first 1,000 people that are on this whitelist, and if everything is smooth and we want more people in, then we will invite the next 1,000 or maybe 5,000 until everybody on this list is invited.
Yeah, so it's in order of the time they signed up, is that right?
Yeah, it will be in order based on the time set up, and it will be in waves. So it's not like, okay, first day 60,000 people can play. Will like slowly increase.
What number are we up to?
no idea. I think we had this one. Yeah, we had this one. And then there was another crate without any min zeros.
So after so I guess after 51 is drawn, then if Hossein wants to, if he's logged into his account and ready, then we can switch. He won't be able to talk. We can narrate, I guess, but then we'll be able to see him open the crates live on him open his crate live on stream. And
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
if he definitely wants to do that. He says he can share his screen, so if he's just 100% confirmation that he's willing to do that, that would be great. Amazing. Thanks for saying this will look good. Obviously, me and Julian have seen it before. Oh, nice.
Void ammunition, another gold card,
I
17,000.
love the void ammunition animation. You probably can't see it here because it's too small. But if anybody gets chance, they need to either open that card in a new tab or like just be able to zoom in and just look at the detail that Marvin put in to the animation. It's so good. There's like little flecks of dust that are getting like drawn around in the orbit of the void. It's yeah, very, very nice.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit bigger. So I can really see how this void area creates like almost like a black hole, like sucking in all the matter. So those small particles really get sucked into well, at least to the glass, because it probably can't pass. That's super cool.
Yeah, the it will speed up, Jace. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The reason why we did it at this interval is so that we could have this session, so that we could sit and talk and look at all the cards together and things like that. So we did exactly as Aaron's just said.
So Hossein has 52, was it right?
52, yeah. So maybe Hossein, can you share your screen and then?
Yeah, then I will not show what you get.
Yes, please.
Because I can see it already. You won't.
If Hossein shares, then everyone can start watching Hossein's stream.
Can you share? So you have the...
He said he could share.
All right.
I didn't know if I needed to give him some permissions. Okay, I can... Oh, okay, perfect. Sorry, I understood that you had already checked. Right, I'm just going to stop recording then. Again. Okay, I've started recording again. So we're with Hossein sharing his screen, hopefully, so that we can watch a crate get opened together.
For me, it's loading.
Yeah, for me, it's loading too. Well, this was live and spontaneous, so we'll see if it works. No worries if it doesn't.
Yeah, usually just restarting the screen, sharing solves the problem.
Okay, ready when you are, Hossein.
I think he's restarting the screen because it's not loading.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I can think of.
No.
Yeah, I just have
Doesn't want to.
Little purple box. Maybe it's a connection problem.
Yeah, it's fine. It will be a surprise for everybody
Yeah.
to see. But yeah, I just recommend for the guys who have some crates in the lower queue numbers, like below 100
Should I call
to.
my internet service provider? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, just for the people now who have crates in the lower queue numbers, they should maybe not watch my stream anymore, so they get the surprise of the review. Because of course I can see what you get right away, but if it's your own crate, you really have to open it to see what is inside.
Yeah, so Hossein, you should stop sharing and watch your crate, open it, and then you can come back and gloat. You can come back and show off.
Yeah. Same for Megashed. I think yours is about next. So
Yeah, was it 66? I was right, wasn't it? I think
55, I think, right? And then
55.
62 or something. There were like 3 crates in a row.
66.
Yeah. Man, so maybe for a while you have to turn off the sound so it don't shout in your ears what you got. I would just show it. I would not say anything.
Yeah, hopefully Hossein is watching, has muted us and is watching the crate get opened. Oh, he's typing.
I look like here the scarcity is already going below 10 for the common ones.
Yeah. Ah, nice. Says, damn, crate opening animation is amazing. Yes, we're glad you like it. Hey, Marvin.
Hey Marvin, welcome to the stream. Probably has been here for a while, right? So yeah, for all the people who didn't know, Marvin is the person on the team who actually animated the crate and built it, everything around it.
So what was in crate number 50, queue number 52 crate? What did Hossein get?
Nice command snaps.
Nice. It's got a bronze card. School of Hard Knocks, Killer Aura. Very good. What I forgot? He's got the can sign-ups is mint 1 as well, and also the bronze Archbishop of the Source is a mint number 1, and a mint number 5 for the School of Hard Knocks, and a 7 as well. That seems pretty good to me. Are you happy, Hossein? Oh, that's a really nice comment. Thanks, Tamaki. Yeah, we hope in the future we will have pro players. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I hope you have a lot of time. It will take forever to master this game. I can promise that. There's so many cards you can combine and so many strategies.
Skill to win. Hashtag skill to win. Only took me a week.
Wait, what? Skill to win? we also have that in the community for sure.
Yeah. Okay. What have we got? min number 19. Some of them are starting to climb, aren't they, the min numbers? Great. Yeah, you've got two min number ones, I think, there as well. Nice. Should we take a
I'm
question?
gonna throw another question. Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Okay, so I think I know the answer already here because it's asking when. But when will Andy 007 asks, when will the Alpha Fame be used to purchase items, and is there any sneak peek into possible items to look forward to? So you already talked a little bit about the kind of items, but we can talk more about that.
Got it, sure. Well, there's always no specific dates. It hasn't been like a super crazy priority right now. Just because it will, really take a lot of effort to work on it. It will kind of like, go in parallel to all the stuff that is happening. And also just to point it out, like, of course, now you can collect Alpha Fame when you have a crate deposit, but it's kind of like a solution we found quite good for all the closed alpha tests, that you will also be able to kind of collect Alpha Fame being on the leaderboard. So depending on how many games you win, you will rank up, and then we will kind of like in the future have seasons where we distribute rewards that will be ERC20 tokens, different ones that will be part of the revenue, part of the trading fees, also the scrap currency. But because on the alpha stage it's closed, it's only for people who are on the whitelist. We found it would be a good way to have another currency that has just value in the ecosystem of Synergy of Sarah, which is Alpha Fame, and that you can earn there. And at the same time, we kind of like, have a system to already, test seasons, test ranking, test the leaderboard and everything around that. And there's much more Alpha Fame to earn from, actually playing the game in the rank mode in closed alpha compared to what you get now for the deposit. But we found it like quite interesting and nice concept to have some kind of reward already for, being such an early supporter of the game. And like I mentioned before, basically the idea so far is that everything around cosmetics should be also purchasable for Alpha Fame. Meaning, one example that I said, let's say each card has a spawn animation, which by default, let's say it's a lightning strike or whatever. So everybody will just have this, but then there will be another animation that you can own as an NFT, which maybe exploding volcano or whatnot, doesn't really matter, right? But like the point is that this NFT you can purchase for Alpha Fame, and this NFT you're able to trade and buy and sell on the market if you want to, or you can just keep it to play with it. And whenever you own this NFT, you're allowed to kind of like customize the spawn animation, and you can only do that if you actually hold the NFT. And so other cosmetic examples would be the card bags that you have. We already distributed the golden card bag. Like I said, like if you own an artifact, you will also, be able to customize with the artifact card bag. And then there will be card bags that you can only purchase when you have Alpha Fame. So there will be a lot of cosmetic NFTs. When you own them, you can, use this customization in the game. And the only way to get this specific customizations is through Alpha Fame. So of course there will be more cosmetics that you can get on other routes or like as other rewards, or you can maybe turn them in for scrap or craft them. But the certain cosmetics that you can purchase for Alpha Fame, there's no other way to get them. So you whether get them for Alpha Fame or you have to buy them from another player. That's just like the general plan. Maybe around that, what we could imagine some point not too far in the future. Let's put it like that. But it's not a problem. It's a little bit of a sneak peek because we have been thinking about it in the team recently. So just to give examples what it could be used for. One thing we noticed in the playtest now is that the game works really well, but at the same time we feel like of course over time there will be new sets, there will be more cards. The more cards you have, the more strategies you can build, and basically you can combine every card with every other card. So it's kind of like exponential for what combinations you can run and what kind of strategies you can build. But we feel like it should, like, for us, it's very, very important that you don't have to spend money on the game. And even though you're able to, use the opponent's cards, it's like a really true, I don't even know what to call it, like a true free-to-play game, right? I mean, there are other games that are free-to-play, but then you have to play 200 hours to unlock all the cards and whatnot. It's not really free-to-play because you would rather spend 10 euro than maybe to grind 200 hours. I don't know. So in that case, yeah, you can use your opponent cards, but I think it's still like, even if you just have the free deck and your opponent maybe also just has the free deck, it should be really the kind of game experience that we imagine, which is very deep and being able to build so many strategies, to have so many synergies, combining a lot of cards. So one feeling we have right now is that we actually want to potentially extend the base set, meaning the amount of cards that you get for free should be more than the 66 we have right now. Like I said, it's not a promise, but it's something we think about right now. And the idea would be that, well, then if we would extend it, of course, there are more cards, and then like we did before, we have this base set crate where you kind of like get the cosmetically improved version of the base set cards. So we would need kind of like an equivalent, which could be like base set 2. So just extending the free cards, extending the base set, and then have the cosmetic version of that. And it's not the idea to just drop another set and sell it to the community or anything. We really want to increase the size of the deck because we want the feeling of the game to be 100% what we imagine already without spending any money. And to achieve that, we had to like if we do that, it's 100% a crate that we would just give away for Alpha Fame. And I think it's pretty cool way to kind of like give back to the community, getting more crates for Alpha Fame that some people collect over so much time. And it's also generally kind of direction that we want to go in the future for the game, that it's more like you could say like a player-owned economy. So new crates, new sets, new cards, new cosmetics, everything in our idea should be at some point completely created by the community. So that would be like a first try to see how it goes. Like there's a new set, it can only be acquired for Alpha Fame, meaning everybody who's part of the community already has collected Alpha Fame can use it to spend on it, and then you can choose to just open the crates, or you can also just trade it with other players. And then it's really up to the community what they do, and kind of like the community the economy starts to be owned by Serens, by the community. So that's kind of like a deal. So a little bit of sneak peek around Alpha Fame, also a little bit about the cards and the economy that we are looking at right now.
Yeah, super interesting. Should we have a look at the the crate opening, there's some people are talking about number 55 being stuck.
Sure, give me 1 second.
Could it be that Polygon's just really busy at the moment?
Let me check.
Yeah. The grey wasn't too high. I just had a quick look. Okay, if you refresh the page, crates keep opening. Well, this is live after all. Oh yeah, seems so. What I'm looking at on my browser is 56, 57, 58 all opened, but 55 is a bit glitched. But I don't know if this could be user interface or. And then, yeah.
So what I just have to refresh and then it. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think it will be. We will fix it in the background and we'll show up in a bit.
Should we take another question?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I guess this kind of follows on to some of the things you were talking about, economy and tokens, but the simple question is, are you guys going to issue a Cine Juicera token in the future? That question's from Leon Pikachu.
Yeah.
It was
Hey
obvious
man,
that
hey
question
Leon,
was going to be
if you're
asked.
here. So yeah, I mean, fair question. We had it a lot last year, when there was kind of like the big bull run, and basically every project started to get their own token, especially in gaming. There were so many projects that kind of like hop on this train, so we got this question a lot at that time. Just to say, we thought about it a lot. We also have a full kind of like release strategy around an own token. Like if we want to do it, like how do we distribute it? As like an inflationary model or not? Yeah, I don't want to share too many details about it because so far we are not really convinced that it actually creates value.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's a good way to like for a company to earn money, to receive funding, but we always approach it from the gamer perspective, like what is the advantage of the gamer.
Definitely.
And we also watch a lot of other projects, bigger ones, smaller ones, so everything in space, just to see like, okay, what do people do, how does it turn out? And what we have seen, at least so far, is that what other projects did is like they bring their own token. It comes with some kind of DeFi. They have a inflationary model, so more of the token is kind of like given as a reward, which can be nice if you want to kind of like go into a way of investment and get a return. But I think so far all the projects didn't really have good utility around this token. So yeah, people invest their money into it, and then the inflation reduces the value of the token.
And as soon as like the return of investment in percent goes down, people also leave the project because there's another new project which still has a higher percentage, and a lot of people dump. And yeah, then I don't know, tokens lose 80 to 90% of the value. And then on top, now we don't have a bull market anymore, so we have a bear market. So on top of this, 90% loss is another 90% loss just because of the market, and you suddenly lost 99% of the money that you put into it. So I think it's a very investor heavy speculative tool, and it doesn't necessarily have very much to do with gaming.
Yeah, I think the important thing here is that, one, there's no rush to do anything. Two, like, in fact, by waiting, as you've said, Julian, like, we're able to see what other projects have done and learn from their mistakes and learn from what they've done well. And three, anything that we do, we want the ecosystem to be healthy. So we'll take our time looking at different things, and whatever we do, we want it to benefit the community. We want it to be something that is for the gamers. So I think all along we've never said no, and we've never said yes, and we've said the same things that Julian and I have just been saying about. We just it's an important thing to do, and if we do it, as with everything we do, we want to do it right, I think.
Yeah, and sustainable. And there needs to be a benefit for gamer, because otherwise, why would you do it?
Yeah.
So I mean, we like I said, we have a strategy around it. If you want to do it, we know how to do it, or like how we want to do it, and we also have ideas how it could potentially benefit and how there could be utility. But even if we wanted to do it, it would be at a later stage. So right now, focus is really pretty much on, really creating the game. And if for the game it makes sense to add, we could do that. On the other hand, you also have to think about, okay, what does a token really mean, right? So just technically any fungible asset you can see as this kind of like game token or whatnot. So that would already kind of apply to trade, because it is fungible and you can trade it, right? So I think the question is always like, okay, if you have then yet another token and another token, I mean, there are also projects that already have 4 or 5 tokens, and whenever the one token loses too much value, they kind of like try to create a new one. It's a weird and funny system. But yeah, from our perspective, so far we don't have an idea where we really see, okay, that would create value for Seren players. And until we don't really see big benefit, there's no reason we would do it. Maybe it could be interesting in the future if the economy is bigger and more complex. So it's not just crates, but now it's also changing the economy. We have now crates and we have cards. And then to some extent we have Fame, which at some point you can buy cosmetics with, or like exchanges for cosmetics. So there's more kind of in-game items and in-game currencies that will circulate, and it could be interesting at some point to get kind of like a main token or main currency that is kind of like the main point of exchange. Because I think the same with like real life, when you have money, like when you're a farmer and you want to sell a cow, you rather give it away for money than trying to find somebody, I don't know, who needs a cow, but can provide you a chair or something, right? I mean, it's always this like item of exchange, which is money. So I think if you have a token, maybe it should be something like that okay, well, I have this common cyber copies, but instead of waiting many weeks to find somebody who exactly needs this one and has something that I want, I have some currency that I can change for. And for that reason, maybe that goes to the next topic, which we had before. We wanted to integrate a scrap in our ecosystem, which is
Yeah, which is like an in-game currency of exchange, because there we see value, right? Everything that you have, you can kind of like quickly transfer for something else through this through this in-game currency. And you don't have to wait for somebody else to buy it or trade it. But Scrap is not going to be like this general cryptocurrency or inflationary DeFi token or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think whatever we do, you can guarantee like the Crate Unlocking event is an example that it's going to be, it's going to be different and innovative and in with our community, its best interest at heart. So
yeah. So the Crate 55 got a min zero. Yeah. I think we're now at 59. But I don't know. Oh wow, there's another Google Glasses. Second golden one of Google Glasses. So the scarcity just went down to 13,000.
It seems to be a bit slower now, doesn't it? The unlocking. At least 55 is unlocked now.
Yeah. I mean, always depending on the blockchain, right? It can take sometimes.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, we need to remember that that blockchain technology, it's been around for a few years, but in the grand scale of things, it's still very cutting edge technology and new things happening all the time. So yeah, we need to be conscious that we're in this blockchain world. As much as we try to hide it, and not in a bad way, but just as much as we try and absorb the kind of the stickiness of it, the technical like blockage ourselves, like we need to realize that sometimes when you transfer crates it'll be a bit slow, or when you withdraw or deposit for Alpha Fame or the Unlocking event it might be a bit slow depending on what's going on in the ecosystem. There we go, 59's just done.
Yes.
Another min zero.
Lurker. Boom.
Oh, nice.
17,000.
Very nice.
Ooh, okay. And you give me a quick minute. We'll jump to the toilet.
Yeah,
I was like drinking so much tea. It's just while talking.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the interesting thing that we haven't published the lore on it yet, but we have there the Lurker and the Killer Aura and things. There's the Transcendent faction. There's almost two sides to the faction itself. We recently published stuff around the Church of the Source, who are devoted to the Source and who want to transcend into cyberspace, but then the Source is a powerful thing and it affects people in different ways. And then we have the other kind of side of the Source and with the Lurkers and stuff. So I can't wait to be able to share that lore with everyone as well, to show like, there's different mood almost with that grouping of cards and characters. So we're waiting for 66, that's right, for Mega Chad, and then they said they'll record them opening it and send us a link, and then we can all watch that together. That would be cool. I wonder if many people will open their crates after the event. Once they see all the cards out in the wild.
Come back.
Hello.
Another min zero. White ammunition.
Is there a way to see how many cards have actually been opened? I guess in the library or the distribution table? Depends.
Yeah, the distribution table. So 366.
Yeah, the distribution table just shows like in pure like numbers and percentages, and then the library, if you wanted to look in the library, then you could filter and see in a more visual way, I guess. Yeah, just one legendary still.
Yeah.
What's that, mint 23? So some of the mints are starting to get up there. Are there any mint numbers anybody is hoping to get? In the chat, if you post any favorite mint numbers, it'd be interesting to see if there are any. Yeah, obviously 69. If there's any, what is it, 69, 420? What are the others? maybe there's a mint number. Yeah, 0, of course. A mint number for personal reasons. I don't know. Do people have favorite numbers? Oh, here we go. 64. It's showing for me. Oh wait, it's saying 63 is opened, but then I think the UI is just having a bit of time communicating. 42 for Marvin. And 13337.
Lost goal of Hard Knocks by
Oh, nice.
Bongs, min 0. And Command Synapse. Also nice crate opening.
Yeah, the mint zeros are getting a bit more sporadic, aren't they? Every few crates. Yeah. Yeah. It was all going so well. Yeah, almost at 66. Then we'll Mega Chad can post their video, and then we'll be able to watch it. That'll be cool. I wonder how Phil's doing. I've not been able to check on the channel.
Yeah. So Mega Chat also asked, is there a way to see how many crates have actually been opened? No, not really. Like right now, I just can see all the cards because I don't own the crates. But I can't really see, okay, who has already seen their cards or not. Because if I would own the crate, I wouldn't see them right away here. I have to go into the crate opening to see what I have. I mean, it would be possible to show it, but we didn't have any intention to implement that.
Just a subtle difference between someone opening them and them already being unlocked.
Ooh, another min 0. Bug me! Woo!
There he is.
And another one, very funny.
That's a nice crate.
Freaking min 0.
2 min zeros, a number 4, number 7, a silver, and Bagney.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
2 rares, 1 epic, 2 min 0s. Too bad it was 65, not 66, huh?
Okay, so hopefully Mega Chad isn't watching because we don't want to spoil your surprise.
Leave
So this is your crate now is being unlocked now. Yeah, not watching. Okay, good. Good luck, Mega Chad.
I'm watching but listening. Okay, then I will just not say anything.
Yeah.
About the next crate. There it is.
There it is. You can open it. Let us post. Don't forget to post the link here. Then Julian can click the link and we can watch the video on YouTube, so that everyone can see. Should we take a question in the meantime from the?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
I mean, like I said, I would also like to maybe go a little bit into scrap currency, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I would love to. I just feel like because now we mentioned it 1 or 2 times and there's not too much information out yet. So yeah, basically what I said before already. So Scrap should be an in-game currency, which is really meant to be a tool of exchange. So every card that you own in Synergy of Sarah can be burned for a fixed return of scrap. So depending on the rarity and the quality of card, you get more or less scrap. So it's a fixed number; it will never change. It's always the same. And the reason behind or the idea behind it is, like I said before, like imagine now you had a lot of common metal cards that I don't know what the value will be, but maybe it will be not so much that you want to sell all of them individually, or maybe you have a lot of crates where maybe you have 1,000 common metal cards. Like in trading card games, they always have cards that just don't have much value. It's just how it is, right? So to still have a way to exchange it for something else, you can just burn them. Let's say you have 1,000 common metal cards, you can just burn them at once, get scrap for it, and then you have a currency that you can easily use for other stuff, which, for example, will be future card sets that come in new crates can be purchased for scrap instead of euros, dollars, or cryptocurrency. So that way, first of all, yeah, you have this easy way of exchange. Scrap has value to exchange it for crates or maybe also cosmetics. And kind of like a side effect is that also every card kind of has a minimum defined value. So let's say there's a card that is worth fixed amount of 1,000 scrap, and you would need 1,000 scrap to buy a $3 crate. That would give this card kind of like the minimum value of $3 in theory, right? I'm not saying it will, but that's like the idea behind it. So in that sense, when you put the card on the market for, let's say you don't want scrap, you don't want a new crate, but you can put the card on the market for maybe $2.50, there's a very good chance that somebody else will buy it to just burn it, get the scrap, and buy a new crate, because you kind of like would get a 50-cent discount on the crate. So in that sense, yeah, every card will have kind of like a minimum value to it, and there's an easy way of exchange. Like you don't always have to wait for somebody to buy all your cards that don't have too much value. At the same time, I think it's also, again, something that creates interesting twists to our economy, because people have to decide if they're going to burn cards or if they don't, if they keep them. The supply will change. So maybe that now there are 19 lurkers in existence, but as soon as like the scrapping feature, people may start to destroy the lurker because there are so many, and at some point there are only 10 left. So they, just reduced by 50% because too many people started actually turning them into scrap. So it's another, kind of like interesting layer how people react to destroying cards or not. And I think especially for the Transcendent set, which is now like the first set, which is also limited to the amount of 400,000, so all the cards will be limited. Maybe at some point there will be, let's say, 10,000 lurkers in metal. So people feel like, okay, there's so many, right? I can just burn them away. And, that maybe there are only at some point 3,000 or 4,000 left. And if in the future there are maybe a few 100,000 players who want to play the game, or not even play, but just collect, then just a few thousand is, again, very rare, actually. So it can also change over time. So I think it's just part of the game of collecting things and, giving them value. And but also in the main part, like having one kind of like in-game currency that is very easily interchangeable for other stuff. So that also would bring me to the next part, but I think we have already mentioned close, like, think about ways how we integrate crafting and crafting materials. And I think it would be good if there was one main Indian currency that is kind of like the matter of exchange. And that's where we see like something useful and valuable too. And also to add, like, so the scrap is just, it's basically like another limited supply Indian currency, because you can only get scrap if you burn something else. And if you burn cards, the crates are limited. So therefore the cards are limited. And that also kind of like makes scrap limited, right? It's not going to be like a DeFi inflationary coming out of thin air thing. It's more like, yeah, you can, if you open a crate and you have stuff inside that you don't like, you can right away like turn it into something else that you can easily use to trade for some other cards or other crates. That's actually a nice crate right now. Like another Bugme. Well, there are already 3 now. Bugme is coming. two epics, 3 rares.
Yeah, that's really good.
Few mint ones, 2 mint ones.
Megajad has uploaded his opening. I don't know if you want to click on it and people can watch.
Sure.
Amazing.
I can show it.
Hi Jin. Yes, one crate contains 6
legendary!
cards.
The second legendary!
Oh, nice.
Harbinger of the Stars. Ooh. Nice. I also love this animation of this guy.
Yeah, the lore behind the Harbinger is cool. It's really interesting. I recommend everyone go and read the section about it on the compendium. Thanks for being here, Hussein. Take it easy.
Cool. Sure. Yeah, I can open the video, but keep in mind that I think my stream doesn't have sound, so of course the whole crate opening has sound to it. So. Yeah, right. Can you still, like, if you do it full screen, can you still see it?
It's kind of smaller on the recording, randomly.
Okay, then it just keep it like this. I think we'll be fine.
Of course, when everyone opens it themselves, it'll be so much better for the sound.
Sure. Yeah. So if you don't want to spoil the experience, just turn off the stream for like a minute, so you can experience it firsthand. I would highly recommend it. It's really cool to do it yourself. But yeah, it's a quick explainer. Like I said, you can always see the cards that are being drawn here. But then when it's your own crate, it will show you no minted cards, but instead it will show you the open button, and that's where you get into the crate opening experience. And you can, then open it anytime. You can do it tomorrow, you can do it in a week, you can do it in a month. So like the cards are decided on the blockchain already, the mint numbers are decided, so there's no rush. It's really just for the experience. Nice music. So yeah, you can see the crate flying in. The cards popping up.
Yeah, as is written in the lore, the holographic data cards are all inscribed in the panels on the top half of the crate. So they've all popped off and revealed. Nice. And then when you're in there yourself, you can click around and play with the cards and stuff as well. So.
That's so nice. Yeah, I've done this so many times already, and it's still just amazing.
I think we've hinted at this before about the crates flying. So like in a couple of posts that we've posted, we've had the image of the flying crates, and so that's how they get distributed around Serra to the crate owners, and then they deposit the holographic data cards that you need to compete, and then they're off again.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Megachad. Still pulling. Is that? I know that's the one from before, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we had. Yeah, I would just keep opening if there's any mint zero.
Other than that, you just keep doing some AMA stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
On the last like 25 crates, and after that, it will go very fast. So you guys can, like I said, you can join every day. We'll take a few days to open all of them, and every day you can check in, or you can also see in our Discord server, the Phil bot will always share the most scarce cards that have been drawn.
Yeah, as you were talking about scrap, I'll ask this question from Apolaki that they posted in the Summit channel. So they're asking about scrap and asking what the difference is between scrap and Alpha Fame, which I think you might have already covered. Will scrap remain as the only currency after Alpha Phase is done? And will Alpha Fame be converted to scrap?
No, you can't convert Alpha Fame to scrap. So, it's like very separate things. So, there's probably also, for example, like cosmetic items that you can get for scrap, but it will be different ones, right? Like I said, like the idea is for like basically all the items that are available. It's kind of like always this one way how to get them. So if you have this volcano spawn animation, maybe you can only get it through Alpha Fame, or of course trading with other people. If you have this shooting star spawn animation, well, yeah, maybe you can get it for scrap. But then again, it will be something you only get for scrap. So we always try to give every cosmetic or every NFT kind of like one source where you get it, or you have to trade it. And like I said, like we really wanna have kind of like a more like static value for what you can exchange scrap for, so that people really have this assurance. Okay, I now burn my cards for scrap because I don't want to put 5,000 cards on the market, but I don't need them anymore. And then you will know that if the crate costs $3, you can also always purchase it for 3,000 scrap. So it's kind of like correlation to what you can spend it for. And it's more like to like when there's a new set or maybe a few cosmetics that you can purchase with US dollar, you can instead just also use scrap.
Yeah, I think it's important to say that like we're still developing and designing the whole ecosystem and stuff like that. So so this is like a general gist of what happens, and it's not like 100% nailed on. It's going to happen exactly that way. We just need to put that disclaimer out there just in case. A question from Sotileon, who has created a few pixelated GIFs recently, which I absolutely love. So thank you to them for doing that. They've asked, will we have limited edition cards, like for example a Christmas event or stuff like that? I mean, the short answer, I guess, is yes, because we have already done something like that. The Halloween cards that we did last year, but definitely like that was off the back of a Riddle event that we did, and we are keen to do another Riddle event. So we don't know exactly what the prizes might be for the Riddle event, but having other promo cards is definitely not off the menu by any stretch, and you could probably expect to see limited edition cards for special events connected. Definitely there will always be a connection and a reason for that card to exist.
Yeah, 100%. It's also something we just enjoy very much in the team.
Definitely.
Of course, we want to bring the game out as fast as possible. We're always working on it, and it's kind of like sometimes side projects that we also really enjoy, and I think we'll just make the whole universe around Sarah more unique, and I think you guys can feel that we really love doing what we do, and we really enjoy working on this project, and there's a lot of fun stuff involved that doesn't directly bring value to the game itself, but for example, like this more or less unique or like very limited NFTs. It's also part of the game. It's a collectible card game, right? So collecting and trading will also be a big thing. Not everything is just about the game itself. There's also collecting, trading, which is part of it, and I think it's cool if there are like certain events where you get this very limited NFTs, and people will have to figure out where to get them or where you could have gotten them in the past, and then see how much you want them or how much you think they're valuable. I was actually like for Pokemon collection, I was always the guy to try to get all the promo cards into my folder, and there were people who were like, promo cards, they're not even real cards. You're not allowed to play them, blah, blah, blah. So I just really liked them because it was so unique to get them kind of. So just as a collectible, it's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the collectible aspect as well, like it changes the more you get involved in a project as well, the more you want all of the cards as well. So like I think having the fact that we have so much lore and so much like interest around and how everything's interconnected just kind of makes you feel like you want everything, because you're so like you can get so in depth in the stories behind everything. I love it. Okay, serious question. There's been a lot of, this is from B4, there's been a lot of growth in team members. How long is it financially sustainable to have a team of the current size? I don't know how much you can exactly talk about this, but like in the current climate, I guess it's important to say that our plan is to be here for the long term.
Yeah, 100%. No, I mean, we're even before the project. I mean, generally in the blockchain space, I've been in the blockchain space for like 5 years. So, we've been in the bull markets and the bear markets. We know that, as long as a game is not released, big part of the community, is from the blockchain space. I think most of us are kind of like gamers and blockchain enthusiasts. So obviously you also rely on that market, and it's important to mention just once again that we want to create a game, and as soon as we share gameplay and release something to play to the public, it will shift into the direction of having mainstream gamers who don't really know about blockchain or cryptocurrencies. They don't really care. They don't have to. So you also stop to rely on this market, right? So that's 100% our goal. But until then, we also know that, it can kind of like affect us as a company. We have that all in mind. And we have a very comfortable runway. And we always make decisions that we know are sustainable. So it's not like right now the market is down, so we kick people out of the team, then the market is up, you start hiring again. It's like everything we do should be very sustainable. That it's about the project, it's about the team, it's about the economy that we want to build. It's very important to us, like as a core of company value, to have it sustainable. And
100%. Yeah, I hope that answers.
Like we basically planned the people that we need for the project that we want to hire, and that's what we did, and that's what we do, and basically have everything we need right now, and we are very, very happy in what we have done this year, what we have progressed, even though there was like more quiet times where we couldn't show too much, but we did everything we wanted to do, and everything is progressing. So very, very happy on our end. I'm very grateful for having so many people who really believe in the project.
100%.
Really looking forward to play the game, and I also know it's one of the most requested things that we share gameplay and show more of the game, and it's 100% our kind of like next or ongoing priority. But for this time being, it was really important for us to have the first moment where we actually mint NFTs, have the cards, people can trade them already, can collect them already. It's also a big milestone.
Yeah. Speaking of IMOSum, I guess. I would say it out loud. Asked if there was any chance to see any video of the gameplay. I don't know how much you want to say about that. It's kind of related to what you just said. I mean, any chance? Yes, there will be a chance, right? We can say that.
That doesn't really have no. We actually are working on something right now. Just like I said, right? Wanna be able to share like that. That's really most requested thing of the community, and it's also 100% the way we want to go. Right? It's really about the game. We want to get to the release, or let's say to the closed alpha, so that many people can play it. We want people to be able to stream it, to already get very competitive, really have people understand why this game will be very special, and that it's not yet another trading card game or yet another blockchain game. It really has its unique game mechanics and reasons why it will be very, very fun to play over and over and over again. And I mean, so far we have described it in our compendium or in Medium ticket, so you kind of like can get an idea what we are talking about. But I know that until you really have visuals, it's still maybe a little bit hard to grasp. And also that's also part of what you need to have a successful game. It just has to look smooth. It has to feel smooth. It's just also part of it. And I think people just have to wait until we are ready to share.
Yeah, definitely. I think people can assume. I definitely think people can assume by like the standard that we we collaborate with artists and get our card art and other visuals to a certain standard. I think people can take comfort in that and realize that everything that we do, we take a lot of pride in what we do, and we really look at attention to detail with things. So hopefully that's enough for them to have some faith in what the gameplay will look like. Speaking of gameplay, Sid has asked, do you think people will include cards in their deck that they think are bad, hoping to get an advantage over the opponent, or good cards that must say they've put good and bad in inverted commas, because obviously it's very subjective, and thinking that they can run the meta betting their opponents? Or do you think people will just main, again in inverted commas, decks that they like the most? Does that make sense? Did I explain
hopefully
that
properly? I would just reply hopefully, and I'm pretty sure people will do a lot of crazy things. I think it will be like
one of the
I'm so sure that there's so much baseline for crazy strategies and meta strategies and whatnot that we probably can't even expect everything. I'm so much excited about to see people really play around, trying to create OP strategies, or already messing with the opponent through what kind of cards they bring and whatnot. I think there will be not just the strategies and synergies, but like there will be also some kind of meta level of how you build your suitcase and what you bring to the table. If you're like the very high end professional players, for sure. I would totally expect that.
Yeah.
If it works, I don't know. We'll see.
I love how there's been a debate recently.
It would be fair to do so.
About suitcase, about how people build the suitcases, because one of our testers is trying a suitcase out with only attachments in the suitcase, which is interesting. So yeah, people will do all sorts of things, I think.
Yeah. Somebody just mentioned we only have 2 legendaries, so we have a 0.37% until now. So just statistically, we should expect more to come soon, but who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Ivar the Boneless has asked, did the project finance itself with the sale of crates, or did you find investors?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Easy, done. Next.
no, yeah, it's just funded through the crate sale. We intentionally decided against investments. That way, we feel like we keep the power of decision making. We can really create the game and project that we dream about, that we love, that we enjoy working on, and at the same time, I believe it doesn't take too much money to run a company like that. So we don't need to earn, like, we don't have this urge to earn money, to try to get money from the community, to kind of like pay back some investors or anything. As something, we very strongly believe is not really the right way to do in gaming, to kind of try to squeeze out the gamers and try to get as much money as possible, and then kind of like distribute it to some random people that spend some money in the very beginning and don't really care, how the company or how the projects evolve, how the community evolves. They just, spend money to get money. I mean, of course, probably not 100% always true, but something we were very aware that, we didn't want to have this kind of environment. And I think especially applying blockchain technology, there's so many ways how you can also redistribute revenues to the players. And I think it's one of the most exciting things that are happening right now with all the games, that like the money that is spent doesn't always go one direction from the community to the developers or to the investors, and nothing is coming back. And I think that's really revolutionary. And I would have dreamed as a kid that when I play games, which I really enjoy, at the same time I can also earn some money with that, or also the in-game assets that I have, I can at any point in time sell for some value again. It's something, it really excites me a lot. And that was like one of the main decisions. We decided against it from the beginning, and it was a long time. Everybody in the team just worked for free because we just had passion to work on the project. And it's not just about the money. I mean, you need the money, of course, to create a high quality game at some point. But we really wanted to kind of like bootstrap it that way. And we always said, like, if we can't convince people to spend money on the game because they believe the idea is so good, they see something happening there, then maybe it's not a game we should do. So I think it also kind of like proves that we are on the right track with our idea, and that it will be very unique, and people will be happy to spend money on the game because they really enjoy it.
Definitely, 100%.
Marcel just wrote in the chat also, imagine a win-win gaming industry. So nobody has. I think in gaming, nobody has to lose. So like the other concepts where people spend money and then it's gone, and it goes to some investors, it's like a win-lose gaming industry, and nothing we want to support.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, there are so many gamers out there, from the most casual to the most like 100% all day every day gaming, that there's no reason why everybody can't share in the same kind of, in the same way. Okay, perfect. Let's see. We've already talked about tokens, so thanks to Joey D. Great for that question. I mean,
spoiler alert! Summer Flame.
Phil says there's a gold Bagney apparently. Is Phil ahead of the website maybe?
Well, it's possible that, because I think Phil has good connections to the blockchain, that he maybe knows first. It's a viral knife. Okay, let's see. I think somebody just typed in the command to show golden button. Like you can, show any card in the chat. Doesn't necessarily mean that somebody invented it. But there's a golden Byron knife. Yeah, sorry, go ahead because we're also approaching 100 soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about estimated dates in public. We already talked about the closed alpha a bit. So, and Anime Boy was just asking about when the game would go into alpha. So I don't know I guess just watch this space and
you won't miss it.
Yeah, definitely won't miss it. And obviously it'll be the closed alpha, as you said, being invited in phases, slowly as we collect all the data to really optimize the game. Joey D. Great has asked about token, so I think that's already been answered. I can cross that off. How long until base crates are able to be opened, and when will the next 3 factions be released? So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about. We've spoken about expansions, but not properly. So I don't know if there's anything you'd like to say about expansions.
Not too much. I mean, same thing. Not really sharing any deadlines there, but like I said, so for the alpha release plan, that you have the 3 factions from the base set, and then you have the Transcendent, which is the 4th faction. So yeah, we know there are 2 factions left, which definitely will each come with its own crate set. But they will also then include additional cards for the other factions as well. So like it is right now, there are also natives and mech cards in the Transcendent set. And on top, like I said, we probably would love to extend the base set at some point. But we haven't even internally planned when to do that, just because it's like general feeling that we want to do it because it would make the free to play part of the game feel much better how we wanted it. But it's not like necessary. It already feels very good, and it's not like an issue. It's just something we feel like is the right thing to do. So that's another set that would come. But yeah.
Cool. There's a question about play to earn features. I don't think we've really touched on how we might incorporate kind of leaderboard rewards or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it a little bit before that. I mean, it's more like play and earn, but in the way that first of all, the game should be that fun that you just want to play, no matter if there's any earning or not.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's part of the cool things around blockchain, that you can distribute part of revenues or trading fees to the players. So 100 has been opened, another golden one.
Oh yeah, we should see.
So yeah, now you can see how
already 102's open.
How the speed already increases.
Play to fun, because yes, play. Yeah, we're play for fun and skill to win.
Yeah, but so anyway, like we will have.
Oh wow! Yeah, they're opening
multiple.
quickly.
Yeah, we will have multiple things we can distribute. So it can be part of the revenue we make. It can be part of trading fees that will go on another min-zero. 2 min-zeros in one again, 2 silver ones. Oh my god. Wow. Just like
that's
100.
Crazy. We've not had a min-zero for a good few number of crates, and then there's 2 in 1.
Yeah.
And there's another min-zero.
And another one.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's still the idea, like we are skill to win. We want to be very competitive. The game will be very, very hard to master. Like I said, there's so many combinations, so many synergies that you can run. It always depends who you're playing with. It's always different cards in the suitcase. Oh man, one of my favorite cards, Rage of the Sword. golden legendary scarcity 1,200,000.
That's the first one, isn't it? The first golden
Holy
legendary.
shit! Here we go. Yeah, don't
Love
care
it.
about the first 100 draw numbers, man. You just got
Yeah,
you just got the
exactly.
card. 115.
Yeah. There we go.
Dude.
That's the luckiest
Dude,
crate
dude,
so
dude.
far.
Yeah, look at all the cards right next to it, just like scarcity 7.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So good.
So good.
Yeah, it just goes to show these golden legendaries can pop up anytime.
Yeah, and there's so many left, so it's not the
Yeah.
only one, guys.
Yeah.
So cool. There's not even a silver one, right? There's not even a bronze one.
No. Oh, does Summer Flame have number?
Oh, wow. Summer Flame, you have 128. Oh my god. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, no, wow, again, yeah, no, it would be hard to follow and talk, but I just keep talking and I would just open the mid-zero ones so you can see it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, it's very competitive, very much skill to win, and we really, want to reward the people that put in the time to master this game. Everything rewards-wise should be mainly based about like a ladder where you can go up the ranks, and the higher you are in the ranks, the bigger your rewards will be. And like run this in seasons. We haven't decided how long the seasons will be. Maybe it will be months, maybe it will be like 3 months or something.
Yeah, I assume
So
we will try different lengths to see what fits.
Exactly. So that's also, part of the alpha to kind of like test this system already, reward people with alpha fame, but in the future it will be scrap, revenue distribution, trading fees, there will be crafting materials. There can be so many different things that you then, can reward people with. And like I said, the economy over time will get, more complex and more complex, but at the same time very sustainable. And that's how you can kind of like, play and earn at the same time. It will be a very heavy element of the game, and especially if you're good, these rewards can be huge.
Amazing. Talking about how we're using, bits and pieces from the blockchain. You've previously mentioned liquidity pools. So Starlark has asked what the current plans are, and they say that they'd love to support it by depositing crates. So, do you have anything to talk about that? Someone actually commented on the video on the website the other day. the link through to YouTube that you put.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Someone was like, "What's this video?" And I was just like, "That's Julian having a laugh."
In one crate.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I was just.
No, I
it's the
wasn't
same one,
paying
but
attention.
belongs
3
in metal.
harbingers in one crate. That's a madness.
Oh my gosh.
How is it? What RNG gods were shining? Or was that one?
I know it goes so fast. It's even hard to follow along. And still so many mid zeros. Crazy.
Number 158.
So
159.
yeah. Liquidity pools. So it's something we had on the roadmap, but now it goes a little bit into the background. I think it will come at some point. But again, really want to mention, I think liquidity pools are great. Like automated market makers are just insane, kind of like insane invention, and it goes very well on the blockchain again. 2 min zeros in one crate. So it will definitely come at some point. The thing is, like, again, same with the cryptocurrency, we will implement it when it makes sense and when it brings value. And what I see in liquidity pools is similar to scrap, right? Like, the cool thing is, like, you don't need a trading partner to trade because you can always trade against the liquidity pool, which is a very great feature. And I think right now it could be already interesting to kind of like have it because we have crates that are fungible. So you could theoretically create liquidity pools around that. And I think that's already good enough, right? Like you always have the system where you can trade against. You don't have to sell on the market and wait days or whatever to find a trading partner. But they also like drawbacks, right? You need to guarantee a certain amount of liquidity.
Yeah.
There can be manipulation, speculation. I think somebody before mentioned it in the chat, especially if you have like a game token
That
and
was
there
a
are
really good
liquidity
comment.
pools. Sometimes the team holds a lot of the tokens and they then just drain the liquidity pool or kind of like reduce the price very much and
Yeah.
dump it on the community, which is also bad. So again,
Marcella said
yeah,
it could be complicated legalities around it as well. So there's a lot for us to explore.
yeah, and on top, so you already looked a lot into it. We still have one of our main goals is to get into the direction where we can hide the blockchain into the background completely, and that will make it very complicated because we could, but we don't want to just say, okay, well, here's a liquidity pool, go to Uniswap, make your MetaMask, blah 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 blah. We want to, have that integrated in the website. And again, as always, people would need to pay fees and whatnot, which is possible, but it's a huge, huge, huge amount of effort because we would need to completely from scratch create the smart contracts that support a system where you can create liquidity pools but without fees. And we are very happy to kind of like pioneer this tech inventions, and it's possible, but it takes a lot of time, which is okay in the future when it makes sense. Right now, just so people can easily dump the crates into a pool, I wouldn't want to spend heavy development 8 months to make this happen, right?
Yeah.
But like, let's say we have our own token, we have 5 crates, we have different scrap, Alpha Fame. Well, Alpha Fame is not tradable, but there could be other like crafting materials. Like the more fungible assets, in-game assets there are, the more attractive it gets, because that's also part of the healthy economy that at any point of time you can, for example, trade this crafting material against a crate or this scrap against a crate or whatever in any direction. I think that's where the liquidity pools become very interesting, and that's also where we want to have them. So as soon as the economy is getting more complex, we would love to integrate it, mainly to have automated market maker where you can exchange any fungible asset in Synergy of Sarah against any other fungible asset at any point in time without waiting on a marketplace or whatnot. I think that's a super great feature in general and should come at some point.
Yeah, with
another legendary Silver 240,000 scarcity.
Oh wow, nice.
Woo!
Aaron got a Zolfoth in his crate. Which was it 219?
Yeah, right.
There we go.
Mid 4.
Lovely.
Oh, it's so nice, man. This is cyberspace uplink. Now we're going. Also just to put in, like, you also have to see how to make liquidity pools very sustainable. Like if you say, you have this like 400% APR, well, of course you get the liquidity as long as you can keep it that high, but then you have this token that is, having value and you reward it, there's super high inflation, people will lose a lot of money. It's not really in the interest of the economy that we want to create. So it's also the challenge, how do you create healthy, sustainable liquidity pools that people are willing to put liquidity in, but at the same time, you don't have some crazy inflation around it.
Yeah.
Also something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Behemoth, next legendary man 0.
Nice. Nil has asked a few questions. Some of them have been covered. One of them is asking, what can we do with the cards? Can we deposit them for Alpha Fame? The short answer to that is no. That was the half of we wanted to give everyone a decision to make. Do you go for some cards or do you keep your Alpha Fame? So that's kind of a basic theory around that. And then an interesting question that I think we answered maybe at the start was about how people should value the cards. So I mean, that's a very subjective thing to talk about, isn't it? Really, I mean, valuing the cards against each other. We have the scarcity score to help you try and do that. But I mean, it just depends, doesn't it? What's that saying about one man's rubbish is another man's gold? Oh, that's probably not even right, but
Yeah. So one idea that we had, but it wouldn't come soon. I think it would be very more like on this level of a fun feature. But it's not decided. So complete disclaimer, just brainstorming. Because I talked about it with Marcel a lot and very early on. It would be cool if you could kind of like take a complete set of something. Let's say you have all the natives in gold or all the native in bronze, so that it creates a full set. And if you have it, you can just deposit it somewhere and maybe earn something on it. It would be cool because I think it's
Like a
like it
collector's
has
bonus.
this effect.
complete the set, kind of.
Yeah, it's a little bit similar to how in the physical world for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, or whatever, you have like this folders that you collect, and you already have
Yeah.
this spots where this card is going to be there
Yeah,
when you
sticker
get it,
album.
right?
Yeah.
So it would be cool to have this like digital collectible book, and you have all the factions, and you can kind of see what is still missing, and then when you get it, you actually receive some rewards for it. It could be something we do. I would love it. I think from the collection point, it makes sense because it's also very similar to something we really enjoyed in the physical world in collectible card games. So maybe it could be something that direction, but not very soon.
Yeah, perfect. I think we've actually covered all of the questions that were submitted before we went online. So I mean, obviously, we can stay online for a little bit longer and see how the cards are getting pulled, and if anybody has a question to ask, please open up the chat and ask away. For those that don't know, the chat's in the top right hand corner of the channel. So yeah, if you haven't already said hello, say hello, ask a question. But I guess we've already been online for over 2 hours now, so
Yeah. No, it's perfect. I mean, the idea was to kind of like see the first 100 crates. Like I said, the event probably with 100,000 crates can take up to 6 or 7 days. So just check back here. Yeah, every day, see what has been drawn, and yeah, you can also keep track here. All the cards that still haven't been minted will have the infinity scarcity. So like you can see here, there's still so many cards that don't have them in zero. Anybody in the high numbers still has a chance to get those. Of course, we also have the artifacts. And yeah, congrats to the person who got the Rage of the Source. It's just crazy with a 1 million scarcity score. So just like I said, it's based on mathematics, and like just from the statistics, you would draw since this one has scarcity 2, you would kind of like draw 600,000 times deconstruction before you get one time a golden legendary. That's literally what the scarcity score is saying right now. So it's just insane.
Yeah, and they've been talking about the Philbot in the chat that yeah, whenever we get a golden legendary card or a certain card over a certain scarcity score, they'll be posted in the channel, and there'll be some pings for important stuff. So when an artifact is drawn, yeah, that'll appear in the channel, and everyone will know, hopefully.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, just thank you for the support, guys.
Yeah, if we're wrapping up now,
for taking part in the event, for being patient with us, and yeah.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's watching.
keep believing in what we do.
Thanks to everyone.
Just in general, I think in the future we will do more AMAs. So just to get into the accommodation, it was also requested a lot of times. And I think at the latest, when we are like closed alpha, we would also like to maybe on a regular basis have kind of like a Twitch stream where we play the game. We can also have some kind of like
dev chat, talking about the game mechanics,
Yeah.
balancing and whatnot. So
Definitely.
going to be
there'll
more
questions and
involved with
things
community
to
in the
talk
future
about
for
then.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if nobody has any other questions, then yeah, again, thanks everyone who's watching. Thanks everyone who said hi in the chat. Thanks for being in the community, and even if you don't say hi in the Discord, we still know you're there. We still know you're watching, and we're grateful for all the support. Okay, I guess.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Andy,
everyone.
for organizing the event. It was really fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Cool.
Yeah. See you around. Cheers.
Bye.